I had an amazing time, but I'm 7 pounds heavier and I feel horrible and my stomach is just hurting.
I gained 20 pounds or something on my 5-day vacation. Is the price worth what you're willing to pay? Let's jump into our first question out of the mailbag. And that is, I've got a vacation coming up and I'm a little nervous about it. How should I approach it so that I can enjoy my time but not come back regretting it all?
Amazing question. This is everything, right? Like, I just know so many people have been on a vacation and they just regretted it. And that is not a fun feeling, right? They said, "Hey, I had an amazing time, but I'm 7 pounds heavier and I feel horrible and my stomach is just hurting and I feel like I'm back at square one after 12 weeks of dieting." And so the biggest thing within this question is I love the concept of just enjoying your time, but at the same time, not going above and beyond, not going crazy, right? You still want to be able to enjoy what the resort, what the place, what the cottage, wherever it is that you are has to offer. And I'm a huge fan of that. And what I do is I really help my clients get ready for that. I give them extra calories to work with. We work towards the specific date that they have planned out. And that is super, super important. But the thing I have to leave you with, and my most important takeaway, is just pick the stuff you value. Pick the things that you're looking forward to and that you genuinely enjoy. But don't go in with the mindset of just like, well, it's a week where I don't have to think about anything and I'm going to have 7,000 calories a day and 13 drinks. I know so many people that do this and they're just like, why did I do that? Why did I have to go so above and beyond? Why couldn't have I just enjoyed the time where I was out in nature and I was on a beautiful beach and just played volleyball and just went for a walk? Like, to me, that's what it's all about within reason. And so for me, looking back on some of my most successful times, I spent a lot of time being active. I went on consistent morning walks. I went out, there was a beach volleyball in the resort. So I did that daily and it was amazing. Even breakfast, it was funny because like the last trip that I went on, it was like a little, we go on different trips. We go to Florida all together, but the one where it was like a bit more of a challenging one, I remember like the only thing they had was a buffet there. And I just remember having my Greek yogurt every morning with like an egg white omelet. And I felt so good because for me, I don't really value, the croissants and like all the crazy stuff that can happen at breakfast. I would much rather value a nice dinner out. And that's what I did. So I tried to choose my battles, right? I try to choose the things I value. And that's where, even when we talk about going to restaurants, it'd be nice to be able to say, hey, I got 7 drinks and, I've got everything put together and like, the desserts and this and that. And my biggest message to all of you lately has just been choose the stuff you value, plan accordingly, enjoy, the finer moments and not needing to have like tons and tons of stuff. And that's what I would typically try to do is just have a little bit of extra calories to work with and just pick and choose, right? Because that's where I think a lot of people go wrong is they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to have everything that I haven't been able to have for the last little while. And they just come back regretting it, which is never a fun feeling. So yeah, just wanted to share some thoughts on that. And I hope it helps you out.
Yeah, it's all a battle of trade-offs to me. And I think one of the best things you can do is really think about it and spend some time, because you can go away and you can try to pack your food. You can get a hotel room where you can cook all your food. You can say no to dinners. You can say no to going out. You can maximize your sleep. And you could have it be this really amazing time where you push forward, you lose no progress, and you actually make progress. Of course, there are drawbacks to that. You're missing out on a lot of the fun foods. Maybe you're missing out on some of the experiences. And like, there's a cost to that as well. So I think there's 2 different sides here, and you need to really balance what's best for you. I know some people say, I really value the break. I like to eat what I want to eat. I still make good decisions, but I'm really good at bouncing back and it's no big deal to me. And they feel okay with that. That's something I avoid, because to me, if I do that personally, I know the scale is going to be 10, 15 pounds heavier. I'm going to have to work so hard to get after it. I'm going to feel really uncomfortable. There's actually someone from our gym who went away and he's like, you'd be disgusted with me. I gained 20 pounds or something on my 5-day vacation. And we're like, what the heck? And I brought it up to one of my clients that was at the gym with me. I said, this guy's an animal. He did it. And like, that guy is a beast in his own right. Like, he is really active. He'll do Ironman. So like, he'll get back on the wagon, so to say. But once again, there's a big cost with that. And my client actually said to him, he's like, but you feel horrible after. And like, it's so hard to get to it. And he's like, well, you're not wrong. He's like, it was a really hard couple of weeks to get back into flow. So to me, it's like, is the price worth what you're willing to pay? And I've used this analogy before. Like, would I pay $1,000 for a t-shirt? No. Would I pay $1,000 for a t-shirt if I was out in public in like a museum and there was only one t-shirt and I didn't have a shirt on for some reason? It's really awkward. Like, I guess not the greatest analogy. Or I was really cold. Probably I would. So I think that's where for you need to say, what price am I willing to pay for this event? And we were talking about this today as well. Like, to me, I can pay a very small price on vacation by doing the things Kyle mentioned, getting up early, getting a big walk, getting a workout before the sun's up, chaining that with a healthy breakfast, maybe having one fun breakfast when I do, having a really hearty, healthy lunch. I can save some money. I already have momentum built. I feel fit. I feel happy. Then at night, I can have more of a fun dinner. I can go out and maybe I can be 10, 20% over my calories or hit them on the head and effectively only have a tiny, tiny variance from my normal routine. Plus, I obviously am feeling relaxed, I'm feeling energized, I'm feeling good, and I'm going to feel rested as a result of that. Like, to me, I find there is a balance in between, and I think that scale is going to be entirely different for everyone. But it's really just important, like, you analyze what you value. If you're just getting a drink with every meal, or you're just being overly indulgent and just stuffing your face every single meal so you feel horrible, like, there's a cost there too, because you're not going to want to go out and be active. You're going to want to sleep in. You're not going to want to get up. And like, these things can chain and be negative. And I think there's supporting rules you can have. So whenever I travel, I have a rule. If it's under 30 minutes, I walk. And it's one of my favorite rules ever because I get so many steps and you really get to see the area you're in. Even if it's like just the most random area, it's cool the random things you come by. And you save a ton of money on Ubers. It's absolutely crazy. And like I said, it's so nice because you discover a lot. It makes it more fun. It's easy to get 15, 20,000 steps. Where if I'm in a small surplus of my calories of 10 to 20, that can kind of sometimes level out from that extra movement. And I can mitigate the damage of that trip. Additionally, I love to always aim for high protein breakfast. I try not to snack. And if I do, it's only protein snacks. And then I try to have that more traditional, fun, healthy lunch, and then I try to have something a little more fun with dinner. And it's all push and pull. You can pick your days. You could have a day where you have a couple of drinks. I'm going to be dry the rest of the trip. Like, there's so many different things you can do, but right away, if you're doing those things and you're getting a lift in every day, like, it's going to be hard for it to be a really, really bad detrimental trip where it's going to beat you up. And for a lot of people, that cost is so high because they'll fully follow out a routine. They'll gain a ton of weight. They'll never take it off. And a month later, they'll say, oh, things were so good until I went away on that trip.
Yeah, and I think of a lot of the different experiences I've had. And I was even just thinking of New York, like just about 2 years ago. And I was like, you know what? I had a great time. Like, we got tons of steps, 20 to 25,000 daily. And I just remember I enjoyed like some of the fun things that were there. Because once again, my point here is never to be the person who says, you know what? Go bring your meal prep containers, go weigh every single thing, and just get a meal delivery service to your door with like only protein options. Like, that is not ever the type of person I am, right? And I don't believe any of you should be doing that if you're like, hey, I'm in a different situation for a week and I'm really excited for this place, right? Like, obviously it gets different where like when we go to Florida for a couple months, it's like we have to lock in because it's like if we just go above and beyond every day, it's like you can easily put on lots and lots of weight if you just don't stay locked in, right? But looking back at that trip specifically, I was like, hey, I tried the bagels. I tried Joe's Pizza, which was like supposed to be the greatest thing ever, but it was within balance, right? It was within reason. And I came back feeling amazing. Say, hey, you know what? I was able to enjoy all these cool places that everyone talks about. And to me, that's what it's all about is, you know what? I feel good about everything. I had great times. I had great memories, but that wasn't the core of it. It wasn't just food, right? And I know a lot of places, depending on where you go, there's a lot of, cool culture towards it and it's fun and it's exciting. You go to Europe or wherever it is, like there's always fun things, but it's just within reason, right? And that's my biggest takeaway. But even it's funny because another side note I had was that the person that I am is always, I like to exercise. I like to move. And I think even like looking back to, previous vacations where I'd be up early, just hitting a dumbbell workout in the room or in the hotel gym. They don't have like tons of stuff, but I want to maintain that consistency. Some people who don't understand, they'd be like, oh, like poor guy, like having a workout on a vacation. I'm like, I've been talking to my clients a lot about identity and it's that that's who I am. The person that, whether I'm moving or whether there's a baby that, arrived, I'm still trying to move. I'm still trying to feel great. Whether I'm on vacation, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm doing whatever, is I want to feel good. I want to eat well to the best of my ability. I want to move my body. I feel so much better. And I get a sense of peace from being able to say, hey, I took care of myself and I feel really good. So whatever's in front of me the rest of the day I have planned, I move my body. I had a great breakfast. I'm making really good decisions and still having fun. I feel so much better. And that's just who I am, and that's my identity. And a big reason why I feel like people don't succeed is because whether a trip comes up, a move comes up, a promotion or whatever it is, they're like 0 or 100, and then that's it. Like they don't know that they can go down to 70 and say, hey, I'm not doing my full workout, but I'm going to still do something. I'm going to have my coach modify. I have a lot of my clients who say, hey, I've got a trip, and this week I put together a nice body weight and band workout for them, and they're really excited and they're going to feel good. The next week they're not going to be too sore. It's not going to be like them trying to build a routine and get back into it, and they're going to feel amazing. Yeah, the weigh-ins may be a tad bit higher, you're in a different situation, right? And that's fine, but they didn't do what a lot of other people did. And this is something important to remember, is your identity is that person who's, fit, the person who makes good decisions but still has flexibility, the person who eats good food but doesn't have restrictions, the person that moves their body but doesn't feel like they need to be perfect. This is how you succeed for every trip, for every milestone, for everything that goes on. And I'm so passionate about this.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the challenge of it as well, like trying to see like how can I actually still stay on track or find progress despite being in a different situation. And I think when you do that, you actually enjoy things more. It's like when you're at a buffet, you don't value each individual thing of food. It's just excess, and you just kind of, it all becomes a blur. Whereas when you go out for like a slice of pizza or something special, that's always nice as well. And you can always pick your poisons, right? If you like a really big meal, enjoy the meal, maybe skip the dessert. If you like to have a few drinks on a beach, have the drinks, but have a really hearty, healthy meal behind it. Like it's all about finding balance and really finding what's best. And that's where sustainability comes from, is having a plan, making some sacrifice so ultimately you can make yourself feel best. But those are our thoughts, and that was a phenomenal question.